So come to sit down. You can lie down if you want to. So you choose, again, just tune into what you need. If you feel like you just need to lie back down this morning, then lie down. Come to a comfortable position. And then from here, just allow yourself to arrive, to notice the space that you're in. So there might be, like for me today, it's a very different space. And just notice how that environment makes us feel. And notice how your body feels. So the environment does have an effect on us, the weather. Certainly when it's sunny, I feel completely different. But also the environment where you practice yoga, and you might not be able to set up a permanent space or anything, but it could be that you decide to light some incense, or you put a bit of essential oil on your mat, or you have some different lights. Just anything just to make your practice a little bit more special, or you can just simply roll out your mat. So just take a few moments here, whether lying down or seated, just noticing that natural breath, trying not to change it, which can be quite hard when we bring our awareness to it, but just notice. Notice how easy that breath is, or perhaps you're feeling a little restricted here. So what can you do to ease any restrictions? Maybe just relaxing through the shoulders a bit more. Maybe tucking the chin just slightly, so that's not in towards the chest, that's just bringing the chin back a little bit, creating that length through the spine. And here we will start to deepen the breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth or the nose, entirely up to you. Maybe tapping into that ujjayi, that ocean breath, breathing in, breathing out. Few more here. Feeling that groundedness through the hips. And as you breathe in, that lightness through the upper body, through the front of the body. Exhaling fully. Take one more breath here. And exhaling. Dropping chin to chest, just feel that stretch. If you're lying down, come up to a comfortable seat, drawing that chin in towards the chest, taking another breath here. Feeling that stretch, maybe all the way into the occipital ridge, which is the base of the skull where it joins the neck. And just noticing where that stretch goes down your back. So for some, you can feel it all the way down. Depends how tight you are in your neck and shoulders. Allow your elbows to be relaxed. Inhale, lifting the head back to a neutral position. Slowly opening the eyes, just getting some movement in here through the shoulders. So just rolling the shoulders. And then we're going to come into our side stretch, but we're going to get a bit of movement into it today. So bring your left hand down to the floor. From here, I want you to lean forward with your right hand, bring it up, maybe back, depending on how you're feeling. First of all, that can come in a moment. And just start to get some movement in here. So you can move the blanket out the way if you need a bit more groundedness through the hips. Just start to get some movement in. So we inhale, open up. Exhale as we're rounding forward with that hand Stretching into the right side of the body, opening up through that right lung as we breathe in, taking a little bit more breath. Just try and get some organic movement. So the neck and the arm, it can move any way that you're comfortable. And then just go back the other way just a couple of times. You'll notice that the arm, it's a little bit restricted here, so we have to bring it back through the body where you can start to round through the chest. Inhale, open up, maybe follow those fingertips rounding through towards that left knee. Inhale, one more, open up, rounding through. Slowly bring that right hand down. You can switch the cross of the legs if you want to here, and then coming to the other side. So inhaling, just take that length. You're going to sweep the hand forward towards the right and then take the left hand up. So getting those circles. The hips can be rooted, but don't worry too much if the hips come off the floor a little bit as you come forward, just getting that stretch. Inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, coming forward. Just moving through, stretching the body, and then reverse the other way. So take those circles forward towards the left, up and over, and then rounding through, looking towards the right knee, bringing the left arm down, up, over, towards that knee. Lovely. 2 more of these. Have a soft elbow on this right hand, so just allow some movement in, and then exhale, come back. As the left hand comes down towards the front, bring the right hand forward, walk the hands forward, so as far as you're comfortable to bring them. Inhale, looking up, lifting onto the fingertips, drawing navel in, so you're lengthening through your back. So we're trying not to be sort of rounded here. So if you are, bring your hands further back, roll those shoulders back, lengthening through. I'll just show you through the side here. So in this position, we're not rounding, we're lengthening. 1 more breath. On your next exhale, just folding forwards here. A little bit of movement here in the neck if you need to. And then inhale, slowly rolling up. From here, we're going to come straight over onto all fours. Coming straight into our cat and cow. So I quite like to, especially in a morning practice, is to do cat and cows. It's a really good foundation just to get that energy in through the spine. So coming to that neutral position, finding what works for you here. So if you feel like you need a bit more space in the arms, take that space, maybe the knees are wider. Entirely up to you. Navel draws in. Take a breath in the neutral spine, and then when you're ready on that inhale, dropping that tummy, tailbone comes up, gaze comes forward. Exhale, rounding through. You can be as soft here as you want to. You can push away from the floor as much as you want. Your practice. Move with your breath. Allowing that movement through the spine, awakening those energy channels, the nadis, central and left and right of the spine. So really getting that movement in. Inhale again. Exhale, rounding through. 1 more here. Exhale, round through. We'll all meet in this cat pose. On your next exhale, just sink your hips back, getting that stretch in towards the left and right side of the body. So from here, I want you to walk your hands all the way over towards the left. Reach with that right hand. Drop the head in between the upper arms. So it's not going to come towards the floor. We don't want to drop the head too far and cause any tension in the shoulders. It's in this neutral position. You're imagining that you're reaching right hand away and pushing the right hip away. So you've got these opposition going on here. And then breathe into the right side of the body, all the way into that right lung, which takes the breath all the way into the armpit area, active through that right hand. Exhale, come back through center. Then we're going to take the stretch the other way. So you walk your hands off the mat, then reach with your left hand. Your right hand can be passive here, active through that left, so you get this stretch all the way through the armpit area. Push the hips towards the left. So it's almost like you're trying to push the hips towards the left heel, and then drop the head down. Find some softness. Even though we're active in this left side, can we use that breath to ease here? If you've been doing lots of work at a computer or on your phones, this is a really good stretch for the body. Exhale, release, coming back through center. Inhale, coming back to that tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Navel draws in as you then shift back and start to lift the knees off the floor, coming into our downward dog. Take a moment here just to plant those feet. So left and right, you can start to pedal the feet, bending one knee, bending the other. Just getting a nice movement in here. Navel draws in. So it's almost like you have this upward current through the front of the body, bringing the lower ribs up and in. And then from here, I want you to just add a little bit more movement in. So you can drop your hip, your right hip down as you bend that right knee, just getting a little bit more of a stretch into the left and right side of the body. Any movement that feels right here. You can lower back down if you want to. If it's too much being up there, you can come through some cat and cow moves. And then we'll meet back in our downward dog. Take a moment. Maybe just rock those hips left to right. And then come to stillness. Find some ease here. Navel draws in. Soft knees. On your next exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. Make your way up towards your hands with your feet, keeping your feet hip width apart. Exhale, forward fold. Not sure if you can hear or not, but the recycling lorry has decided to turn up outside. So if you can hear that, I apologise. But just take a few breaths here again, swaying, getting a little bit of movement in here. We're going to go through 3 halfway lifts. So just remembering that you have a choice of hands on thighs, hands on shins, maybe fingertips on the floor, maybe these airplane arms. What I want you to do, I'm just going to move back against the white wall just so you can see. What I want you to do is try and keep this length through the spine. So sometimes we end up sort of rounding. We want a nice flat back position. It's halfway lift. The navel draws in and everything's sort of switched on, but in alignment. So we're not crunching through the neck. Nice extension of the spine. Okay. Coming back to our forward fold. 3 halfway lifts here with the breath. Inhale, rooting down through the feet. Take your hands wherever they're comfortable. Navel draws in, gazing out. Exhale, folding back down. And again, inhale. Maybe you change this time. Exhale, folding back down. One more here. Inhale. Navel draws in, gazing out. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the hands left to right, pushing through the feet, bringing the arms all the way up, coming to mountain pose. Hands Anjali Mudra at the heart. Just take a moment here. Feel free if you need to adjust the feet, then do. We're just going to come into little bit of a sequence with the arms, just to get some movement in through the body. Making sure we've got some soft knees. Okay, so try not to lock through the legs. When we start to move, we do tend to sort of switch on because there's too much to focus and have that stability, but I want you to try and have some soft knees here. Inhale, take the arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, hands push towards each other. Inhale, take the arms all the way up. Maybe you're happy to gaze up to those hands already. Exhale, hands come down by the side, maybe dropping the chin to your chest. Inhale, hands shoulder height. Exhale, hands push towards each other. Inhale, palms touch, following the hands all the way up with the gaze. Exhale, maybe dropping chin to chest, hands by your side. Again, inhale, shoulder height. Exhale, imagine you're really pushing, activating those shoulders. Inhale, drawing the arms up. Exhale, hands down by your side. One more. Inhale. Move with your breath. Inhale, reach those hands all the way up. This time, exhale, folding forwards, folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, arms come left to right now, navel draws in. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Inhale again, hands come out, shoulder height, navel draws in, like a halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. One more of those. Inhale. Navel draws in, strong through the arms, like you're reaching left to right. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, bending through the knees, reaching the arms all the way up. Palms come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Rooting down through the feet. My feet are hip width apart, just to have that little bit of space. Soft knees. Inhale, reach the hands up. On an exhale, either hands come out in front of you or out left to right, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Stepping left foot back, stepping right foot back, coming into our downward dog. Full breath, get a little bit of movement in through the neck. Anything you need here, take it. Inhale, shifting forwards, lowering the knees down to the floor, and then sending your weight forwards as you then lower all the way down. Belly comes down to the earth, top of the feet, reaching back behind you. This time, take your hands a little bit wider than under the ribs, and maybe a little bit further forward. You can even turn your hands away from you. You're going to push into the hands. Inhale. Just see how far. Maybe you can come up with the arms straight here. Maybe not. So just decide how this works. Take a breath. You can have your arms bent. You don't need to come all the way up. Exhale, bending the elbows, coming all the way back down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, just by the ribs. Curl the toes under. Push back onto knees. Inhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Maybe rocking the hips left to right. From here, bend the knees, look forward. You're going to step your right foot up between your hands. If you need to lower left knee first to step the right foot up, then do. And then you're just going to come here in this position. Take a moment. Come onto the top of that back foot. What I want you to do here is you're just going to drop this left hip down. So you might want a bit more space. Maybe your hands come on the inside of this right foot. We're staying up, we're not coming all the way down here. And I just want you to imagine that you're trying to push this left hip towards the floor. So you're just getting a stretch all the way in that left thigh. You can walk your right foot out a bit further if you still need more space. Take a full breath. Exhale, walking that right foot back, Curling that back toe under, sending the right foot back to meet the left. Downward dog. Full breath. Looking forward towards the front, this time stepping the left foot up. Lower the right knee down, bringing the hands on the inside of that left foot. And again, just dropping that right hip, right thigh, so you start to feel a stretch in that right thigh there. You can bring your hand to the left knee and open up here. This sort of takes it away from the front. What you want to do is really start to drop the hips, dropping the groin area down towards the mat here. Keeping that space open through the chest. One more breath. Exhale, release. Bringing left hand on the outside of that left foot. Curl that back toes under. Stepping left foot back again. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward to plank or kneeling plank, lowering all the way down to the floor. Again, hands can be by your side or maybe out a little bit off the mat here again. Inhale, lifting up. This time I've tented the hands, so I'm on the fingertips. Take a breath, get any movement you need in the neck. Exhale, lowering back down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under, either to knees or to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath. Bend the knees, look forward towards the front. Make your way up. Hands, feet come together, forward fold. Inhale, hands left to right. Take your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. One cycle here of that arm movement. So inhale, arms up to the shoulder height. Exhale, hands come towards each other at the heart. Inhale, take the hands up, gazing up. This time, exhale, folding down with the arms. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, your choice. Exhale, folding back down. Plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Another breath here. Anchor down through your left foot. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. And on an exhale, bend that right knee and just open up that right hip. So you're trying to bring your right heel towards your right buttock. You're just opening up. Exhale, coming back, looking towards the front, stepping that right foot up in between your hands. Lowering left knee down again. Bringing your right hand on the inside of that right foot. And again, just getting a stretch here. A little bit of movement in the hips. You can rock left to right. Full breath. Bringing right hand back on the outside of that right foot. Inhale, take the arms left to right. Reaching up into our low crescent. On an exhale, I then want you to start to lift the right toes towards your face. So you're straightening through this right leg now, and you're bringing the hands down to frame this foot. So that transition can be tricky. You might want to curl the back toes under. So I'll just show you again. We're here, and then we come to here. Plant the hands, inhale, take length. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Full breath. Inhale, rolling through your front foot. Left hand comes down. Take up more space if you want to. Inhale, low lunge here with a twist. So really opening that right arm. We're using this as a chest opener. So if you want to bring that arm all the way back, decide how much you want here. And then exhale, bringing the right hand down. We're going to step the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Exhale fully. Inhale into plank. Now either lower all the way down like we've done before, or chaturanga halfway, then shift onto the top of the feet, keeping the hips, possibly the knees also off the ground, upward facing dog. Exhale, if you're in cobra, lower back down. Wherever you are, coming all the way back into our down dog. Full breath. Maybe releasing with that sound. Anchor through that right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Take that stretch. Then bend into that left knee and open up to the side. Navel draws in. Try and relax through the head. Even weight distributed in the hands. Exhale, bringing the hips level again, looking forward towards the front, stepping left foot up. Lower right knee down. Walking the hands on the inside of that left leg again, or left foot, just get some movement in here, dropping through that hip. Find the breath. If you want a bit more, you can come onto the fingertips, just to open up through the chest. And then frame that foot again. From here, inhale, low crescent lunge, reaching up. So we're not dropping all the way down here. We have this lift, keeping that front knee bent. Shoulders relaxed, but still reaching through the hands. One more breath. And then we have that transition on the exhale. So we start to straighten through that front leg, hips start to come back, hands come forward. We frame this left leg. Exhale, stretching over, left toes towards the face. Full breath here. Rolling through on that left foot. Right hand comes down, take up more space if you need to. Inhale, taking that left arm up. Relaxing through the neck. Exhale, left hand comes down. Stepping left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Full breath. Relaxing through the shoulders. Shifting forward into plank. Again, lower all the way, or chaturanga, halfway, flipping onto the top of the feet. Upward facing dog. And we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Take a breath. Anchor down through that left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Exhale, open that right knee out. Inhale, bringing right knee back through that center, stepping right foot up. This time keeping the length. So we're keeping that left knee lifted. If you want to lower it like we did before, you can. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend into that front knee. Try and position heart over pelvis, head over heart. So we want this whole thing stacking up. If you need to, you can bend that back knee. And then maybe you can lengthen from here. Take a breath. Reaching through the crown of the head. This is strong. Feel free. You can even bring the arms at shoulder height, out left to right. Imagine that you're being pulled left to right. This different balance to here. Okay, take one more breath. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Bring the hands on the inside of the right foot. So you can stay here. Maybe just try these chaturanga arms. So from here, you can bend into your elbows so you drop a little bit lower and you look towards your right foot. So turning your head. Inhale, coming back up. One more, just two of these. Exhale, elbows come back behind, so not out left to right. Turn your head to the right. Inhale, coming up. Frame that front foot. Step that right foot back. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Anchor down through the right foot this time. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Open up that left knee. Coming into this hip opener here, making sure you're not dropping all that weight into that right hand. Hips come back to center. Look forward towards the front. Step your left foot up. Drive in through the legs here, or again, you can lower the knee and come to a low crescent lunge here. Entirely up to you. Inhale, take the arms up. Maybe hands come to heart center first of all, so you can get yourself positioned here. Bending into these knees, strong through the thighs. Maybe you can even get this front thigh parallel to the ground. Don't push it if that's too much. Come up a little bit. So you want to build strength, but in a really mindful way. So make sure you're listening to your body. If there's anything hurting, come out of it. Take the stage before. Maybe you inhale, arms at shoulder height. Airplane arms. Take a breath, strong. Rooting down through the pelvis, lifting up through the crown of the head. Exhale, hands come down to frame that foot. Hands come on the inside of the left foot. Elbows are going to come behind you. I'm just going to show you to the front just in case you were unsure of what I meant. So the elbows, your hands are in front. And as we come down, your elbows come back towards your body. You're bringing your body down, so it's like chaturanga arms, gazing out towards the left. Inhale, pushing back up. Exhale again, gazing out towards the left. Inhale, push back up. Frame that left foot. And then step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal the feet. Move the head as much as you need to. Shifting forward onto our knees. And then lowering down here, all the way down to our belly. Centering yourself on the mat. Hands come out to the side, either at shoulders or a little bit further forward, entirely up to you. Inhale, roll those shoulders up. Maybe your palms are on the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, releasing back down. From here, just bringing your hands to rest on your sacrum, your lower back, interlace the fingers, and just roll the shoulders back. So it's like you're trying to bring your hands towards your feet. Now this might be enough for you. Okay, this can be a really good chest opener, stretching through those shoulders, so stay here. Maybe you take it a step further, and on your inhale, you start to lift up through the chest as the arms are pulling back. So that's what rolls you up. We're not lifting through the head, we're keeping the gaze down towards the mat. Maybe you even hover the feet off, the knees off. Take a breath. Come into our locust variation here. Breathing into that belly, into the pelvis that's in contact with the ground. One more breath here. Nice energizing pose. Exhale, release. Release the hands. Bring the hands just, or the elbows at 90 degrees. Just bring your head to rest on the floor. Maybe right ear down or left ear. Take a breath. Breathing deep into the body. These pauses are really, really good. Just allow your body to reset. And for your body and mind to absorb the pose that you've just done. Or perhaps the flow that you've been moving through. From here, we're going to just go one step further. So you can either do what we just did, or we're going to come into our bow pose. So just decide, maybe you decide to give bow a try, or maybe you know that actually the last pose was enough for you and just go back to that. You want to give bow pose a try here. You can come onto one elbow while you grab hold of the leg. Okay, or maybe just bend that left knee. You can hold on to the outside or the inside. It's entirely up to you. Just see how you are in your shoulders and in your wrist and elbows on the grip. It's entirely up to you. Holding on to the left foot with the left hand. Maybe you can swim the right hand round as well, holding on to the right foot with the right hand. Take a breath. Come back to a neutral position, so you hold those feet and then you bring your forehead back to the mat. Roll those shoulders back. Start to push the feet into the hands, hands into the feet. Start to lift up the chest, coming into our bow. Take a breath. Maybe on your next inhale, you can come a little bit higher. Exhale here, one more breath. Exhale, release, lower down. Release one, release the other. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, pushing yourself all the way up and all the way back into a child's pose. Just allowing our back to round through. Again, as I quite often mention, it's just that counter pose. You've come into a back bend and we want to take the back the other way. One more full breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release. From here, inhale, coming back up to all fours. Walk your hands out in front of you. Curl your toes under. Coming all the way back to our downward dog. Take a breath, take a stretch. Anything that you need here. So you can have a play of bending the knees and then lengthening through the legs. Bend the knees, great for the upper body. And then straightening, and maybe one more of those, really bending the knees, bringing the tummy towards those knees, and then lengthening. Find some ease here in your downward dog as we anchor through that left foot. Inhale, slowly peeling that right leg up. Just see how high, maybe it just comes to hip height. Maybe you can lift a little bit higher. Exhale, look forward, stepping that right foot up in between your hands. Inhale, open up through the shoulders, coming into this runner's lunge. Strong through the legs here. Inhale, coming all the way up into our high lunge. We're just going to pause here briefly before we come into our warrior two. So just take that length, navel draws in, and then on exhale, pivot that back foot round so the heel plants, bend into that front knee, and take the arms out. So find a comfortable position here. Relax through the shoulders. Again, that navel, that up and in through the navel, through the body. Making sure this right knee's not coming in. We want to keep it in line with the ankle so that we can still see the big toe. Relax through the shoulders. Inhale, reverse. Maybe either keep that front knee bent, or you can start to straighten through that front knee and reverse it back. Entirely up to you. You can always bring that back arm, that left arm around your back. And then slowly coming back through into our side angle. Right elbow comes down to the right knee. Send that left arm all the way up above your head, so reaching towards the front of your mat. Take a breath here. So making sure we're not collapsing into this right shoulder, that we're creating some space. Feel free, if you want to bring the right hand down to the floor, you can. Just trying to invite you to take a little bit of ease today, so we can still generate that heat, get that heart rate up a little bit, focusing on the breath, but also able to listen to the body, to what we need in a mindful way. One more breath here. Inhale, driving through that front leg, anchoring down through the feet to bring you back into warrior two. And then exhale, pivot left hand down, keeping, pivoting that left foot as well. So you're coming back to this runner's lunge, plant that left hand. Inhale, open up through this right side. Again, decide if you want to bring this right arm further back. You can do what we did the other day. So you have that other option where you can start to drop the left hip down. Right hand comes back towards that right foot. So you're spiraling towards the right, or just keep it here. Entirely up to you. One more breath. Exhale, right hand comes down, stepping right foot back. Again, pedaling the feet, taking a moment. Just notice, check in, how you're feeling. Anchor down through that right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Exhale, open that left knee. And then bringing it through the center. Stepping it all the way up in between your hands. I'm just going to switch to the other side. So stepping up in between your hands. Take a moment here to anchor through the feet. So find that awareness, maybe even lifting the toes of that front foot. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, drive through the feet. Coming up to our high lunge. Settle in for a breath or two here. Noticing the muscles that are working. Our amazing bodies that just move. Do what we ask of them. Sometimes too much, sometimes not enough. But just notice, how does this feel? Inhale, take a little bit more length through those arms. Exhale, pivot that back foot, coming back into our warrior two. So just move into it gracefully, slowly, taking the bend, anything you need to do. Find the breath. Relaxing through the shoulders. Feeling strong and alive. So these warrior poses are about that strength, okay? That strength within. Doesn't always show on the outside, but that doesn't mean that we're not fighting on the inside with some things. But we can work through them, we can deal with them. And this is what the warrior poses are about. It's about being rooted, having that strength. On your next inhale, coming back, either straighten that front leg or keep that front leg bent. Reversed warrior. Relaxing through the neck, navel draws in. Maybe looking up towards that top hand, maybe just out to the side. Entirely up to you. And then exhale, coming all the way forward with that left elbow, resting it on the left knee. And then gently just reaching that right arm up. So you want to imagine it's coming all the way from that right ankle, all the way up into the hip, all the way up into the side body, into that armpit, and then you take the arm all the way up. So you have this length here. Try and find a little bit of ease in the shoulders, in the back. Full breath. Inhale slowly, coming back up, warrior two. Exhale, pivot the hands all the way down, pivot that back foot, right hand comes down. Inhale, open up here again, maybe coming here, or feel free to drop that right hip down, coming onto the outside of that right leg, or right foot even, and reaching back with that left hand. Entirely up to you, you don't have to do this, just come down. You can even lower the knee here if you need to take a break. One more breath. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Step that left foot back. Last shout out for our vinyasa. So you can either stay in down dog or shift forward into plank, lower to cobra or chaturanga, upward facing dog. Full breath. Exhale. Inhale, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Release that heat. On your next exhale, slowly lowering the knees down to the floor. Inhale, rolling back onto knees. If this isn't comfortable, feel free to always grab a blanket. That can be quite nice sometimes to just put underneath the bottom and the thighs. Just lifts the hips up. If you haven't tried this, then do. This can be a really nice position. You'll be surprised how much more pressure it sort of takes away from the knees here. So if you have something, maybe just placing it underneath the thighs and the calves. You can even place a smaller blanket underneath the feet. Just take a moment here. If this isn't comfortable, just come to a comfortable seat. Full breath. Relaxing through the shoulders. Just noticing how you feel. Bringing your hands to your heart. Going into that arm movement again, but kneeling or seated. So inviting that breath in, that energy into the body. So from here, inhale, take the arms shoulder height. Exhale, hands come all the way to the heart center. Inhale, hands come up above you. Feel free to look up at them. Exhale, hands come down by the side, maybe dropping chin to your chest. We're going to do 4 more of these. Move with your breath. I'll explain the next one. So inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands come all the way up above, maybe looking up. Exhale, hands out left to right, chin to chest. 3 more with your breath. Last one. Keeping the chin at the chest. Hands, maybe your fingertips come to the ground, maybe not. Just roll those shoulders back. Feel free, you can lean back a little bit more if you're happy to just place your hands behind you, open up through the chest. Maybe the head drops back slightly. So this is like a camel pose variation. If you're seated and cross-legged, you can always do this, but lifting your hips forward in a cross-legged position. And then slowly coming up mindfully, one arm at a time. Roll those shoulders. Right hand comes over to the left side. Left hand can just gently come behind you. If you can't reach the floor, if it means you're going to lean back here because you've got a blanket or anything, then just bring your arm behind you. It can even wrap around your waist onto the right side. Roll that left shoulder back. Open up through the chest. Try not to sink everything down here into the hips if you're kneeling or in any seated position. We want this length, so we're trying to lift out slightly. Everything is being switched on. Another breath here. Maybe even just tipping the head back slightly and forward with the chin towards that collarbone. Lifting the head back up to neutral and releasing, coming back round to the other side. So left hand over onto right knee, right hand comes behind, either onto the blanket, maybe wrapping behind your back. Roll that right shoulder back, open up through the chest. take this length first. And then you can lean back slightly, so it's like you're trying to turn your gaze towards your shoulder, then just lean back a little bit with the neck, with the head just getting a stretch through the left side. And then chin towards the collarbone. Inhale, coming back up to neutral with the head. And then release, coming all the way back around. Okay, from here, taking the blanket out the way. Noticing how the feet feel as you transition over onto your back. Lowering all the way down onto the floor. And just hug those knees in. Making sure you can feel your shoulder blades on the back. So you're taking up space here, allowing the shoulders to just spread a little bit. Sometimes we end up rounding through and we want to try and relax those shoulders down. You can get some movement in here. So I said about today's practice being quite a slow one, okay? As you probably noticed, you still build strength. Sometimes moving slow is so beneficial. And you can still get that little bit of a flow and building strength, but just really tuning into each little particle as we move through, drawing upon what we discover on the way, what we need and what we don't. Hugging the knees back in towards the chest. Lifting the nose up towards the knees, just see if you can bring your hands either side of the feet, so flexing the feet up. If not, you can hold on to your shins here. If you're able to hold on to both sides of your feet, push your feet into your hands, hands into your feet, so you're allowing these shoulders to drop down. Take a breath. Inhale, just see in this position whether you can start to just send that left foot up towards the ceiling, so shoulders, feet are lifted. Exhale, bend that left knee, left foot joins the right. Inhale, can you lift that right foot up? Straightening as much as you can, reaching the sole of the foot, bringing right knee back in towards the chest, foot back towards the left. Relax through the head. Keep hold of the feet if you're able to here. Full breath. One more again on each side. So inhale here. Exhale, lifting the head up towards the knees. If this is too much, you don't have to do this. You can just come into your happy baby pose. From here, inhale, lifting left leg, straightening through, keeping right leg bent. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifting right leg up, keeping left knee bent. Keep that gaze up towards the ceiling so we're not rounding through the neck. Exhale. Maybe just see, can you straighten both? So just pausing here, shoulders and head lifted. My gaze is up towards the feet. Exhale, lower the head down. Maybe you can keep hold of the feet here, maybe not, maybe you need to bend. And we'll meet in happy baby pose. Take another breath. Hear the creaky floorboards above me. My daughter's room. At least I know she's awake. Again, bring your feet down to the ground, release. Feet as wide as your yoga mat. Just gently allow the knees to fall one way. Head turns in the opposite direction. So at the moment, my knees are to the right and my head is towards the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, take it the other way. Inhale through center. The opposite side. So just keep switching through. One more each side. And then we're going to come into our short Shavasana this morning. Coming back, you can either keep the feet wide and just allow the knees to fall in, hands on your belly or out to your side, entirely up to you. Maybe you take up space here, reaching the feet out. If you have a blanket and you're a bit chilly, cover yourself over. And just arrive. Literally just land here. Notice the position that your body arrives in. You might have landed and just completely relaxed, or are you still holding in some places? As always, using that breath to soften the body here. So allow that breath to travel to the places that perhaps you're holding. Just taking that awareness there. Breathing deep, feeling that belly rise with the in-breath and the belly contracting back with that out-breath. Maybe just set yourself an intention for the day. It can be anything. Maybe you decide you're going to drink more water. And that is your intention. That on the hour, every hour, you're going to have a glass of water. Maybe it's just to be kind to yourself. Take another breath here, breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your mouth. Get some gentle movement in through your body. Feel free to bring the knees back into your chest if you need to. And then rolling over onto one side. And making your way back up into a comfortable seat. Just take a moment here, just notice, how do you feel after that practice, after being guided by your breath and your body. Me as your teacher, bring your hands to your heart, to always have kind and loving intentions, hands to your mouth for kind and loving words, and to the third eye for kind and loving thoughts to yourself, to those around you, and the rest of the world. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.